Get your priest and priestess robes out of the closets because we are traveling to a sacred site. Hello and welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome to this video. It's so good to be here together with you. Get your priest and priestess robes out of the closets because we are traveling to a sacred site. But before we get to that, let me first ask you to subscribe to my channel, to like this video, and to share this video with people whom you think that could benefit from the content of this video. And let me introduce myself first. My name is Inge van Stralen, and I am a Pleiadian lightworker based in the Netherlands in Europe. I help lightworkers connect with their multidimensional selves so that they can truly embody their multidimensional selves here on Earth and to put their soul mission, their life's mission here on Earth. And I do that through one-on-one sessions, workshops, online programs, and meditations, as we will be doing very shortly. And if you want to have any information or you want to know more about me, I will put some links here underneath in the description box so you can get in touch with me. All right, sacred sites. And I am sure if you're a light worker and you're watching this video, you have heard about sacred sites. There are so many sacred sites, big sacred sites around the globe. For example, well, for me, because I'm a Pleiadian light worker and part of the Dolphin Star Temple, I always mention Mount Shasta in California in the US because it's, well, a sacred site, and it is the place where the Dolphin Star Temple is actually anchored within that mountain. There's this beautiful etheric space where the inner sanctuary of the Dolphin Star Temple is situated. And of course, there are many other sacred sites like Machu Picchu, of course, Egypt. There are many spaces, with the pyramids, Luxor, Uluru, and Australia. So many places that I'm sure you've heard of. Glastonbury. Well, anyway, but what are they? What, and how can we connect to them? And when I think of these sacred spaces and when I ask the guides what they are and how we can connect to them, they always show me like this crystalline grid across the planet, around the Earth. And it's actually not around the Earth because that would seem like it's on top, well, on the surface, but it's really in the Earth itself. It's in the Earth layers itself. And there's this crystalline grid that connects all the sacred sites. And the crystalline grids is what some people call it ley lines. And, I don't know enough about ley lines to really, say anything about that. But what the guides tell me about this crystalline grid is that they are the connecting point or connecting lines between sacred sites. And actually, it's like they're the veins of the earth. So the earth frequencies, the earth life force runs through this grid, this crystalline grid. And so this life force, this crystalline energy, this consciousness runs through that crystalline grid and connects different spaces. And the way they show it to me is like a roadmap. It's like all these different roads that run all around the globe and they cross. There are cross points. They're crossings where a couple of roads get together. And when two roads cross, two lines cross, there is an energy point, a force field, so to speak. And that creates this specific energy that you can tune into. That creates a special place where the energy is, well, different. There's this a frequency. It could be an opening of a portal to connect it to different star systems, to get that interdimensional energy frequencies, to anchor that into the earth, or certain frequencies like love frequencies, or opening your heart, light, information. All those things can happen when two lines cross. And if there are certain points where multiple lines cross, you get these big nods in the crystalline grids. And those are, the bigger the nod, the more powerful the force field is, the portal becomes. And that, the major sacred sites that we know of are located on these crossing points. And so, and a lot of these sacred sites, and it's not always, big crossing points with lots of lines overlapping, or crossing. It can also be just one or two or three, but those energy points, it's almost like acupuncture points, these, yeah, where they come together in your body. Acupuncture points in your body, it's like the same in the earth. At least that's how they show it to me. And those points, those sites, they become sacred sites, um energetic sites, are being used by light beings, by ascended masters, by archangels, different star beings, to anchor into the Earth's crystalline grid, or the Earth's energies, the frequencies. And for the couple of the last couple millennia, it has been really important, because the energy was so dense. There was this kind of like a force field around the earth, so it was really difficult to penetrate the density and to really penetrate the field around the earth. So they had to use the bigger force fields, or the energy points, to anchor into the earth. But nowadays, it's the energy, even though it doesn't always feel that way, and it doesn't always look that way when you look around you in the world. But nowadays, the energy is so much lighter, and it's so much more accessible. So it doesn't always have to be those big sacred sites anymore. And the feeling that I'm getting, and the information that I get, is that, the like lesser sites are becoming increasingly important, because they're less known, they're less thought over, less controlled, more open. And those sacred sites, so these force points on the crystalline grid, can be around the corner, around the street, and but maybe you live close, you live in Mount Shasta, or close to Machu Picchu, then it doesn't, well, and even then, there could be like a different force field, or force point, power field around the corner wherever you live. It could be in a small park, this beautiful piece of nature, maybe, where you feel, I don't know, at home, where you feel the energy is special. And that can be a sacred site in itself. What we're going to do today is we're going to connect to those sacred sites, to those sacred spots. And it will be different for everyone. So you will be guided to go to a sacred site around the earth, around the globe, wherever it is for you. It could be one of the major sacred sites. Maybe you're going to go to, well, Uluru or Machu Picchu, whatever. That could be it. But it could also be to the park around the corner. And it doesn't matter, if you go to a bigger one or a smaller one. It is something that you are pulled towards. You'll be guided, you'll be shown which way to go. And it could be really surprising. I've gone to sacred sites that are, well, in the middle of a mountain, where the mountain itself is sacred, but really in the earth. I have, some are really up in the air, and some are even underwater. So you could just see anything, or an open space in nature, in a forest, maybe, whatever it is. So how are we going to get to those sites? Is We're going to follow our grounding cord, and we have a grounding cord. If you're familiar with Pleiadian Lightwork, you know this already, but you know, just for those who are new to Pleiadian Lightwork, there are two ways of grounding. Men ground from the root chakra, and women from the second chakra, the sacral chakra. And the way you do that is you let this grounding cord, this line, drop from the middle of your first chakra or your second chakra, depending on whether you're a man or a woman. And you let that grounding cord, that grounding line, so to speak, go through the layers of the earth and attach itself to, well, the light heart of Mother Earth, the Earth star crystal, whatever you want to call it. In this case, we're not going to go all the way to the Earth star crystal, but we're going to connect our grounding cord to that crystalline grid. And then we will follow our grounding cord down, and we'll be standing on the crystalline grid, and there will be a path opening up for you, and you will know, you will follow, well, I'd almost say the yellow brick road, but that's not entirely it. It's just the path or the line that lights up. All right. So, what you may experience is when you enter a certain sacred site, it may be a little tainted because, especially the bigger sites all have like different kinds of energy because they're so well known and so powerful. So, a lot of energies are there. So, if that is the case, if that is for you, you will receive an extra layer of protection around you. So, but I will guide you through that when that moment comes, and you will receive that from Saint Germain of Light and Love. But before we go to the crystalline grid, we will travel to the sun first, and we will receive codings. We will receive codings and symbols and presents for that site, activations, maybe even that we will need to bring to that site. And why the sun? When we incarnate, we travel through, our soul travels through the sun to receive codings for this life that will impulse us and will give us the right information when it is needed. So it will impulse us to go into a certain direction. And of course, you have free will. You can follow it or not. That's up to you. But you will receive those impulses. So in the sun, there are also impulses, not just for us human beings, and our physical bodies, because these impulses are not just, our soul, but the sun impacts the earth as well. So we will gather that, and these will be codes or activations, initiations, whatever it is that only you can bring to that specific site. All right. Yeah. So I don't know what to say anymore, which is a rarity. Oh gosh, I have problems speaking today. Never mind. Just make yourself comfortable, lie down or sit. Make sure you're comfortable. And while you do that, I'll take sip sip of I was about to say water. Gosh, what is up with me today? I will drink a little tea so we can get started. Mm. All right. I hope you're comfortable. Okay. And we start, as always, with taking in a couple of deep breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. And again, breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in to your legs and your feet. Fill your legs, your feet, your knees with breath. And let that breath absorb everything that is ready to be released, whether it's tension, darkness, density, sadness, whatever it is. Let your breath absorb it. And on your exhale, you release. Another deep breath into your legs and release. And breathe in to your belly and your hips, your pelvis. Let your breath absorb everything that is ready to be released. Breathe in and breathe out. And one more time, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe into your belly and your back, your spinal column. Fill it with breath. And let it absorb everything that is ready to be released. Let it go. Feel your chest, your heart, your lungs. Let your breath absorb everything that is not needed, that doesn't serve you anymore. And breathe in to your arms, your hands, your fingers. And release. Keep breathing into your arms, your hands, your wrists. Your throat, your neck. Let your breath absorb and release. Breathe into your head, into your brain, your pineal gland. Breathe in and release. Breathe into your heart. Open your heart. Let your heart soften. as much as possible. And I call upon the Pleiadian emissaries of light, and I ask them to join us, each of us individually, in our own spaces. And I ask them to clear our spaces and to put a protective circle around our space, and to fill our space with love, light, guidance, and protection, and wisdom. And then I ask the Pleiadian emissaries of light to connect all of our spaces into one, create one big energetic space, and to put a protective circle around that space. And I call upon Archangel Michael of light and love, and I ask him to seal this space with his sword of truth. And we set the intention that the work we do will be for the good of all, for our own spiritual growth, and to help Mother Earth and humanity on this ascension path. So be it, so be it, so be it. And I call upon the Dolphin Star Temple Higher Council of Light and Love, and I ask them to transform our energetic space into a sacred healing space. And I ask them for the crystalline pillars to be put around our sacred space, and for the crystalline pillars to make a connection with the crystalline grid of Mother Earth, and to connect us with that crystalline grid and the sacred spaces, the sacred sites. I call upon the Pleiadian, Sirian, and Andromedan emissaries of light, and I ask them for the following cones of light to be placed above and below our auras and above and below our energetic space. The interdimensional cones of light, the evolutionary cones of light, the intergalactic cones of light, and the earth cones of light. And take a moment to feel all these energies and the expansion, the alignment that happens with these cones of light. And we ask our higher selves to join us. And to stand behind us and put his or her hands on our heart chakra and fill it with love to help us open our hearts as much as we can. And if you're familiar with Pleiadian Lightwork, this is the moment to pull in your higher self connections. And if not, just feel your higher self opening up your heart and creating a connection from your heart all the way up through your crown chakra, up through the dimensions, higher and higher and higher, to the house of your higher self in the 6th dimension. And make a connection there. And that energy flows back down, all the way down through the dimensions, comes into your aura, into your crown chakra, through your body, all the way to the Earth Star Crystal. And keep breathing into your heart, keep opening up. And I asked a Pleiadian, Sirian, and Andromedan emissary of light to stand around us. So each of us has one Pleiadian emissary of light, one Sirian emissary of light, and one Andromedan emissary of light. And they send love from their hearts, these beams of light and love into our hearts, so we can open our hearts even more, receive even more love. And then let from your heart send a beam of love, a ray of love and light to the middle of our circle, our energetic space. And all our lights, all our love finds the others, come together and form a ball of love and light. And it doesn't matter whether it's like a huge big beam of light or just a tiny little one. What matters is that you are connected, that you send that connection, that love to the middle of our space, and that you connect with the others. And that ball of light and love grows and grows and grows until we're all surrounded. Our whole sacred space is surrounded, enveloped in that light and love from all of us and the light beings that are here with us now. Now feel it. Feel how you are being carried by that light, by that love. And open your heart. Open your heart to this energy, to this frequency. And then we create our grounding cord. So focus your attention on the middle of your first, your root, or your second, your sacral chakra. Your first if you're a man, the second if you're a woman. And let a grounding cord, a line, descend from the middle of your chakra. Down, down, through the ground, through the earth, through the layers of the earth, until it finds a crystalline grid, until it connects with that crystalline grid. And let that grounding cord become bigger, become wider, and breathe into it. And let it connect you with that crystalline grid. And through that crystalline grid to all the sacred sites on this planet. And create a small version of yourself, about the height of your thumb, and you put yourself, that little version of you, in the middle of your heart, in the middle of that glowing, radiant light that we created, that we opened. And breathe into that small version of you. And really put your consciousness into that small version of you. You're surrounded by that love energy of your own heart, connected to that love energy from everyone else in this meditation, from everyone else, including Pleiadian, Sirian, and Andromedan emissaries of light and your high self. And your three guides, the Pleiadian, Sirian, and Andromedan emissaries of light, take you up through that higher self connection, all the way, that runs all the way to the house of your higher self in the 6th dimension. And maybe you see it as an elevator, escalator, stairs, or whatever. Or maybe those emissaries of light just lift you up and take you up out of your body, through your crown chakra, up, out of your aura. Your whole consciousness goes with them. Up, up, up. All the way into the sun. And when you're there, there is this sacred space that you will be guided to. You step in to that sacred space. Maybe there is a light being or a priest, a priestess that will welcome you. And maybe you just know where to go. And there is this space where you will receive activations in your heart, in your body, for exactly the moment that they have been waiting for, the moment that you will bring that activation, that healing, that frequency to a specific sacred site on earth. And receive the energies, the frequencies. Let it fill your heart and your body. And we'll take a couple of minutes to receive. And look around you. Maybe there are some symbols, some crystals, some presents for you to take with you. And find it. Take it with you. And maybe there's a message, a feeling that goes with that symbol or present. receive it and take it with you. And finish whatever you are doing. Wrap it up. And slowly we will move out of this sacred space, back to the space, the place where you entered the sun, and where your team is waiting for you. And they will take you back, down through that higher self connection, down to your body again, into your crown chakra, through your body, down to the middle of your second or first chakra, into your grounding cord, down. And they will take you to the crystalline grid, the Earth's crystalline grid. With all your presence, the codings, activations, your symbols, until you are there on that grid. And there is a line that lights up, a path. And you know that this is the one that you should take. And step onto it. And if you don't know which one, or you can't see it, or you can't feel it at this point, your guides will know where to take you, will guide you to the right space, to the right site. You follow that path, that line, until you get to a portal, a door, a gate that will lead into that sacred site or force field or power place where you need to be. And if this is right for you, we will ask Saint Germain of Light and Love to put an ultraviolet flame around your energy field to protect you. If it is right for you, and if you don't know, just leave it up to Saint Germain of Light and Love, and he will know. And then you step through the gate, through the portal, onto that sacred site, that sacred place. And you look around. What do you see? What do you feel? What do you hear? What do you smell? And there is this space where you need to go. And it will draw you towards it. And you will find some sort of altar or a consecrated place, whatever it is, where you can put the frequency, the symbol, the presence, the codes, or maybe you can sit there. You will be guided. You will know whatever it is you need to do. And we will take a few minutes to do whatever we need to do here. Keep breathing, keep receiving, keep giving, keep connecting. Keep your heart open, keep your heart soft. And there may be an answer, a response from the sacred place. I thank you, or information. And then slowly finish whatever you're doing. And walk back to that gate, the door, the portal through which you entered. You go through it. And there are your guides that brought you here, waiting for you. And they walk with you back on that crystalline grid, back to your grounding cord where you anchored here. And you go up through that grounding cord, all the way up, up into your heart again. And you can expand yourself, expand your frequency, your energy to fill your whole body again. And keep that heart open and receiving and giving. Feel your body, feel that grounding cord still connected with that crystalline grid. And if you want, you can keep it that way. Or if you prefer, you can extend your grounding cord to connect with the light heart of Mother Earth, the Earth Star Crystal. And breathe in. Breathe into your body. And feel that ball of light and love that surrounds us all, that surrounds our sacred space, our sacred energetic space. And on the count of 3, we will release that ball of light and love. And we will send it to the crystalline grid that surrounds the earth, the collective human consciousness, to help them, activate them, give healing, or at least make it as accessible to them, to let them share in this love and light that we have shared. On the count of 3, we will release it. 1, 2, and 3. And then I thank all the beautiful light beings that were here, that helped us. The Pleiadian emissaries of light, Sirian and Andromedan emissaries of light, Archangel Michael, Saint Germain of light and love, our personal guides of light and love, and our higher selves, and the Dolphin Star Temple Higher Council of light and love. Thank you so much. And I ask them to release all the energetic structures that we have put in place so that we're all in our own energetic circles again, our own energetic spaces. And we release it. And we thank all these beautiful beings. And I thank all the beautiful light beings in a body that participated in this meditation. Thank you so much for being here. Wow. I felt you all, and I felt that, well, the connection to the sacred site, that was so beautiful. They actually had me sit on a spot and really, well, ground myself, just be there. And just my frequency was enough. That was, well, never mind. That was just my experience. And I love the moment that we send our collective love and light to the crystalline grid around the earth for the human collective consciousness. Wow. All right. Thank you so much, beautiful being. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, to like this video, to share it, and to leave a comment. You know, maybe you want to share what you experienced or have a question. Who knows? Thank you so much, Radiant Soul. Looking forward to seeing you again in my next video. Bye-bye.